I guess it could have been worse. Hi everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to Tread Talks. In the interest of full transparency, all I knew about The Ring going into this is that it's about a VHS tape where if you watch it, you die 7 days later. Unless you make a copy of it and get someone else to watch it, then you're safe and then they die 7 days after that. And apparently whatever supernatural force is behind this is able to keep up with technology because it works even if you turn the video into a digital file too. And it's always nice when supernatural evil can keep up with the times. And let's start off with some of the decent things about the movie. One, you don't really need to know the Ring movie franchise to follow what's going on here, so that saves you a lot of time. Two, the visual effects are actually pretty decent. There was a good budget here, and some of the scenes have an interesting and artistic look to them, so that's great. And then finally, the basic plot is actually something that could have been interesting to watch unravel, if they had written a decent script and hired good actors. And that's about it. That's what I think the movie has going for it. By and large, the biggest problem we have here is the combination of poor writing and bad acting. You have dialogue that's clunky and boring, and then you have actors that can't really do anything with it. The movie mainly follows Matilda Anna Ingrid Lutz, who plays Julia. She cannot deliver dialogue. It's like she over-enunciates everything at the expense of being able to convey any real emotion. It's all wooden and stilted. And she's trying to figure out what happened to her boyfriend Holt, played by discount Liam Hemsworth, Alex Rowe. And he's a little bit better, but not much. And then you have some side characters played by actors you're probably familiar with. We have Johnny Galecki, who, if you are my age, you remember from the show Roseanne, and if you're younger, you probably remember from Big Bang Theory. He plays a, quote, badass biology teacher. And then you have Vincent D'Onofrio showing up, and it's like, man, did you really need a paycheck? Because this is not the movie that he's going to win any awards for. And it's not just bad dialogue. The movie really slows down in the middle, and those interesting artistic scenes that I mentioned earlier, they didn't stop me from looking at my watch and wishing that the movie would just move forward. It's one of those movies that's less than 2 hours long, but it feels like you're there for 2.5. But hey, maybe you're thinking, Chris, you don't understand. Horror movies aren't about Oscar-worthy performances and perfect dialogue. It's about scaring you and making you anxious. This movie doesn't do that. This movie's not scary. There's some interesting or weird or creepy imagery, but nothing that rises to the level of making me anxious or nervous or scared. Partly it's because you don't really care about the characters, and the other part is that it's a PG-13 movie. And if you're going to scare people and stay within the limits of PG-13 and what you can show, then you have to be really good at what you're doing, and have scenes that truly build in escalation and tension, and you have to have characters that people develop a connection to so that they are scared right along with it. And this movie just comes up short. And before I wrap up, I want to go into a few things in a little bit more detail, and if you don't want to get the movie spoiled, then jump to this point in the video to avoid spoilers. But here we go. Okay, so at one point Holt says that he has only 12 hours to live, and he's really nervous because he can't find someone to watch the video. And then he goes to sleep. Why? If you have 12 hours to live, wouldn't you use that time to find someone else to watch the video? Or is sleep that important to you at that point? Second, the badass biology teacher notices that the marks on Julia's hands are actually written in Braille, and he thinks this is really important, and so he calls Holt and he leaves a message and he says, the marks on Julia's hands, they're Braille. I'm coming right over. Why not tell him what it says? Why come over? And finally, and just let me know if I'm being a jerk, but if you're about to die, why not put the video on your phone and then trick someone into watching it? At the very least, you've bought yourself 7 days, during which you can commit yourself to helping them find someone else to watch it, and maybe you can find some terminally ill person that's about to die anyways. Regardless, it doesn't feel like the problem of the movie is as difficult of a predicament as it presents itself to be. Alright, spoilers over. So in the end, Rings wasn't completely devoid of redeeming qualities, but it's poorly written, badly acted, it's not scary, and there are much better ways to spend your time. Okay, so that was Rings, and now you get to decide which movie I watch next. And this weekend is much more exciting than the last one, because on the one hand we have John Wick Chapter 2, the sequel to the surprise action hit starring Keanu Reeves. And on the other hand we have Lego Batman, which should hopefully be another clever and funny entry into the Lego movie series. Either way, I'm excited. Leave a comment, let me know which one I should watch and review. And in the meantime, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 250 subscribers, and it would be great if you were a part of that group. And finally, either way, I really appreciate you watching, and have a great day.